I knew that when I started freelancing, the next step for me was business. I didn't know what business it would be. Pero I knew that I wasn't going to go back to corporate. I was able to kind of bring that team together na parang from me to at least, I think, the most we had was 16 people. So I was managing everyone here in the Philippines. I was hiring. Like, para talaga ako support arm dito sa Pilipinas. We started working with this client, right? Pero in our heads, we're just like, racket lang to. Because we're freelancers. Sanay kami na meron kaming project lagi. Mas mahirap yung shift from freelancer to leader, or at least yung entrepreneur. It's a different ballgame leading people. Really different ballgame. You really have to master your emotions. I will encourage you to start learning who you are. So, what do I want to happen rather than what does everyone want to happen? There's a difference between making nice with people and working with everyone to achieve a goal. I was doing freelancing. It was more to financially support my kids. Yun talaga, right? And success to me was really okay ang school nila. Ayun. That was it for me. But now that we have a company and I'm responsible for other people, success is very different na right now. And then, am I taking good care of my people?
Yes.
It's more of that rather than what you see na parang ang laki ng company nila, yung ganun. Like, it's become very different for me.
Welcome to After Shift by Vame Philippines.
I'm Blessy.
And I'm Clarice.
Today, we're chatting with someone whose story a lot of us can relate to. So, she started out as a freelancer, navigating into motherhood, and eventually building an outsourcing business grounded in systems, people, and purpose.
She is a co-founder of Virtual Solutions Outsourcing and has over 15 years of experience managing remote teams and operations. Please welcome Miss Pen Camila. Yay! Oh my God.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me dito.
How are you, ma'am? How's the journey? Agad-agad. Hindi, biyahe.
No.
Pwede naman.
Biyahe. No, because very early ako nagpunta. Naghatid kasi muna ako ng kids and then, so it's really, really early. In fairness, nakaabot ako within the hour. Wow. Yeah. Hello, Manila.
Kaya nga. Same, ma'am. Kasi I'm from Batangas.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Yes. Tapos pumunta ka. Okay.
Ako naman po from Baliwag.
Baliwag naman. O, diba?
Grabe.
All the way from representing. Ayun, let's get into it. So let's rewind a bit. So what were you doing before freelancing became part of your life?
So before freelancing, I was an account manager for a promotional products company. It's called Branders. Yung office namin nasa Union Bank sa may Meralco Avenue. So that was what I was doing for about 4 years, 2007, 2011. Ngayon, kaya ako nag-freelancing. The environment there it wasn't great na for me because there was a tiff with my manager and my ex-husband. Nagkaanon sila. And so, I wanted to go. It felt like, alam niyo yung pag may mga nagchichismis na because your partner had that tiff and this is the manager, right? So, I felt like I had to go. Back then, meron na ako mga friends na nag-freelance. So, I think they were already 1 year in sa freelancing. Kasi I started freelancing 2011 eh. So,
wow, one of the
yes,
OGs.
Yes, one of the OGs. May Elance pa, Odesk pa siya, hindi pa siya Upwork. Like, it was really, really long ago. So, and then one of yung dati kong coworkers noon, may agency siya. Biruin mo, may Odesk agency na noon. So, that's when I started talaga. So, account manager first, really in sales talaga. Even in the previous job I had was in graphics design naman. Account manager pa rin. So I was really in sales. Yun. That's before I started.
Alam niyo, ma'am, nasa isip ko account manager, literally accounting.
Ako din.
No. I mean, I could have. You know those things that you can do but you don't want to do?
Yeah.
So accounting is one of those.
For the sake of, salary. Yun lang siya, siya. So, of course, you're a mom, a professional, and a leader. So, how did motherhood change the way you looked at work?
At work, I would say I got pregnant early. I got pregnant 21 years old. And actually, that's the reason why I do this as an account manager or sales in this promotional products company. Before noon, natatawa pa ako kasi after college, talagang tamad pa akong mag-apply. Yung tatay ko, parang hindi ka pa magigising dyan para mag-apply. May ganun talaga na moment. And mind you, this was just, wala pang isang buwan ko after mag-graduate, yung tatay ko inaano.
Agad-agad.
But I understood. Like, I understood. Kasi iba ang pagtrabaho kasi kailangan mo nang ilapat yung sarili mo sa companies, right?
Yes.
I think when I got pregnant, it was a surprise. To be completely honest, it was a surprise for me. But then it gave me a lot of direction. Like, hindi na pwedeng laro-laro to. Like, I have someone that I'm responsible for. So, work for me was really, okay, nangyari to sa akin, paninindigan ko to. I will, financially support my kid. I will do everything for this kid. So, that's really how my view of work changed. Like, even during freelancing, back in I think ngayon pa rin naman, it's not the most stable.
Yes,
Right?
it's
Like,
not.
there are contracts where may trabaho ka sa umaga, wala ka ng trabaho sa gabi.
Totoo.
And minsan walang sabi-sabi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Bukas
that
wala,
happened-
last day mo na pala today.
Grabe ang anxiety level.
Oo. As in, talagang wala ka ng access. Magtatanong ka pa, bakit wala kang access? Diba?
Oh my God, nangyari sa akin yan.
So, as a mom, hindi pwede. Like, hindi talaga pwede. So, what I did was I had multiple jobs. So, like, I really had either one full-time, one part-time, or even several part-times. Like, hindi pwedeng wala akong trabaho.
Yes.
Especially because I was the one supporting like, everyone.
Literally, ang freelancing is isang kahit, ano yan?
Isang
Nalito pa.
Isang kahig, isang tuka ba?
Oo, isang kahit isang tuka. Search nyo na lang. Basta ganun siya. Basta yun kasi siya parang, kung wala kang gagawin today, wala rin ka talagang
Oo,
kikita.
yeah.
Actually, wala tayong leave ganun.
Yes.
Pero swerte kung meron kang client na makakalan ka na may leave credits ka. Pero most likely, wala talaga. No work to pay. So, yun. So, at the time, did freelancing feel like a long-term plan or more like, let's see where this is going to lead me?
It's more of a let's see what this is going to lead me. But I knew that when I started freelancing, the next step for me was business. I didn't know what business it would be. Pero I knew that I wasn't going to go back to corporate if I started freelancing. It was, let's see what's going to happen type of thing for me because I came from a family who's all like working in corporate setup. Like they have their own businesses.
Traditional? Hindi naman.
A little bit. I would say a little bit. They're so hi! No, but I'm really proud of these people kasi my grandfather, it's their 85th year, I think, of their business. Like, I'm very proud of those people. They're also very devout Catholics. So, I would say they're traditional that way. Traditional in their beliefs that way. They're Catholic. Well, Catholic din naman ako.
Same.
Catholic naman ako. No, but traditional in that way. You know naman how the generational gap is with
Yes.
yung mga ganong bagay. But yeah, ganun siya. So, they're very traditional. So, they have not heard about freelancing.
Okay.
No one has heard about,
Yeah.
mind you, 2011.
Kaya
Like, 2009 lang ata nag-start ang freelancing. So, parang walang nakakaalam what does this mean. Like, what does work from home mean? What ang ginagawa mo dyan sa bahay mo?
Yeah.
Like, of course, my parents are always supportive. Sa kanila, I don't know
Pinangunguna.
exactly what they thought of it, na baka pansamantala lang to. They didn't know it was gonna be like this. But yun, I think it was really, let's see what's gonna happen because I wasn't really sure where freelancing was gonna take me. Din naman.
Siguro lahat naman din.
Oo.
Kasi when you get into this game, ang nasa isip mo lang, gusto ko lang sa bahay mag-work. Feeling ko ma-absorb lang nung tao na ganito pala to kahirap. Once that they are there already. Kasi yung, I think 2017 ko pa ata gusto maging freelancer and then I only landed like 2022. And dun ko lang na-realize na okay, hindi pala biro to.
Yeah.
Yes, you are at home. Yes, you have your time of your own. Pero yun din palin talaga.
You have to manage yourself a lot. Dati, akala ko like freelancing can only happen for, like ang tatagal sa freelancing yung mga may pamilya lang. Like I had that belief before kasi parang, ang lungkot sa bahay, be.
Ang lungkot.
Meron akong contract na parang ako lang yung tao, no? So wala kang ka-team, ikaw lang yung ano mo. Tapos parang naalala ko, tumitingin ako sa dingding. Kasi parang, ang
Nagagano
lungkot
na.
pala ng freelancing, no? Pero may pamilya na ako nito, pero kasi ako lang gising ng gabi. So ang lungkot pa rin niya.
Iba na yung tahimik ng gabi kapag nag-work ka.
Kasi wala nang separation with your home
Life.
and
Wala,
then
yeah.
your work.
Oo.
Tapos wala ka na rin kachismisan at wala ka na rin
Lalo pag wala
pagchichismisan.
kang teammate, wala.
Karantan.
Wala talaga.
And
Buddy.
ang isa sa mahirap din sa kanya is the transition from 9 to 5, the usual 9 to 5,
yeah.
and then yung night shift. Kasi pag gising mo, parang hapon na, parang ang dami ko nang na-missed out today.
Oo.
Pero ako magsa-start pa lang yung day ko. Parang ganun siya.
I'm not gonna advise you to do this.
Based on your
Graveyard
experience.
na kasi ako 2007 pa lang. So, wala yun sa akin. But because I have kids and I had...
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
do it. There came a time na parang hirap financially.
Mhm.
I was working 20 hours while I was pregnant. Kasi I was the only breadwinner.
Yes.
Kaya nga ex.
Mm-mm.
But I was only the breadwinner. So, that's why I'm not gonna advise anyone to do this. Ito yung mga tipong kung bata ka pa. At kailangan na kailangan mo. Ayun. Pero, yeah, I sacrificed a lot just to be able to financially support my family. Like, a lot of my health. Like, 2 weeks pa lang after ko mga anak, nagtatrabaho na ako. Like, wala na akong pakialam. Magkaroon lang ng pera. Kasi freelancing, di ba? Walang
Yes.
trabaho. So, yung 2 weeks, nanganak ka, tapos yung 2 weeks after, kakayanin pa ba ng pamilya namin na mag-extend pa ba ako ng 1 week na hindi ako magtatrabaho? Hindi.
Yeah.
So, I was working na may baby sa tabi, may laptop na nakahiga, made sure na, hindi siya voice. And if voice, alam ko na may hahawak dun sa bata. Like, it was, yeah.
Parang
Freelancing
kung-
is a journey.
Yes. Pero kung titignan mo siya ngayon, di ba? Parang, I went through all of that.
Oo.
Yeah.
And kinaya ko.
Oo, yes. As
Diba?
in, kinaya ko lahat yun. Kaya pag may problema ngayon, sabi ko sa sarili ko, like, if kinaya ko yung part na yun from starting with nothing, like, hinabol ako ng bangko na may 3,000 na lang ako na hindi mabayaran kasi I couldn't pay kasi manganganak ako and I had to save all of my money para manganak. Like, hinabol ako. As in, tinawagan pa yung parents ko kasi hindi ako ma-reach kasi tinataguan ko.
Yeah.
Like, 3,000 pesos. Can you believe?
Kaya
Like, 3,000 pesos. Pero pag iniisip ko na, okay, dinaanan ko na yun ngayon. Magka-problema man ako ngayon, alam ko na kaya kong umangat ulit. Like, siguro nag-stack up na ako ng skills ng sobra. Na parang, okay, magkaroon man ng setback, gagawa na lang natin paraan.
Yeah.
Ganun na lang siya.
Siguro parang yan yung motivation mo ngayon.
Oo.
If ever something,
Oo.
a struggle came, parang nakayanan ko nga nung
Absolutely.
tinataguan ko yung 3K.
Oo, absolutely.
Ano pa
Like,
ngayon, di ba?
Imagine that.
I sometimes like joke na this is my second life because I went through a really, really dark time before na parang kung kinaya ko yun, I'm okay now. I'm gonna be fine. Like, hello, I went through it. Buhay pa rin naman ako.
Yeah.
So I guess anything that's gonna come is, I will just face it. Ganun lang siya.
Grabe ang mga mothers. Nakaka-inspire kayo,
Ay.
guys. Super, grabe. I appreciate all the mothers out there kasi grabe yung pinagdadaanan nyo, di ba?
Sobra.
Sobrang, nay.
Hindi,
Shout out. I love you, mom.
Sorry, ma. Sorry, ma. I love you, mommy. Hindi kasi, imagine doing that 2 weeks postpartum, yung emotions, yung healing mo sa physical, tapos, syempre, yung baby na parang need ka
Kailangan, oo.
every 2 hours, every 1 hour.
Yes.
Wala kang
Oras,
tulog,
oras.
working. So, imagine doing all of that. So, salute na yun.
Salute sa lahat ng mothers out there.
I think parenthood, if whoever is a new parent right now, it's really, you're just trying your best.
Don't ever judge.
Nagkaroon kasi ako na parang kailangan perfect, kailangan hands-on ka, but really everyone's just trying their best, whatever that version is. You're just
Whatever
trying
works with you and your
Yes.
kid.
Yes, totoo.
No judgment.
Yeah.
You
Doing
do
a
what
great-
you need to do, what's working with you and your kid.
Yeah.
Yun lang yun. That's important.
Yun. May iba naman ako, no? So, since we talked about freelancing and nakaka-inspire talaga ang mga mothers. Kaya super nakaka-excite maging mother kahit na matagal pa naman. Pero bata pa naman tayo. But,
Di ka sure!
ay, grabe sa ayan na nga.
Kinakabahan na.
Kinakabahan tuloy ako. Charot.
Okay.
Lang. Charot. Pero yun po, when did you realize, kailan dumating sa inyo po na, okay, this is more than just freelancing na. I want to build more. Something more. Ganun.
Actually, to be completely honest, I was satisfied doing freelancing. I got an account where yun lang yung account na I ever allowed na siya lang. Oo, na I felt really I belonged to that team. It was a tech startup in the US. I was their 5th remote team member. I was an EA first. And then I saw that no one was doing their support. So, sabi ko doon sa boss ko, itabi mo ako na.
Iba din.
But no, it was exactly like that because the person who was answering the support tickets was the CTO. Biro mo, CTO nag-answer ng tickets, di ba? Sabi ko, ako na, kaya ko na yan. Tapos, I did their knowledge base, yung mga ganung bagay. I was really satisfied. I was able to kind of bring that team together na parang from me to at least, I think, the most we had was 16 people. So I was managing everyone here in the Philippines. I was hiring. Like, para talaga ako support arm dito sa Pilipinas.
Grabe.
Ako gumawa ng help center nila. Like, kasi
Wow.
nagsulat, nag-ano.
From scratch?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, help center. Kasi I knew I could, kasi broadcast communication yung course ko. So I knew I could write.
Yeah.
Maybe not blogs. Kasi wala ko alam sa SEO noon. Ngayon medyo meron na. Meron na. Pero no, like I knew that I can write instructions. How hard is it to write instructions? Like I'm just gonna show them and put screenshots or
Yes.
GIFs,
Yeah.
however you want to pronounce it. So I did that, yung kahit yung evaluation ng tools nila, I did, automation nila, I did. So I was really satisfied na. Nagkaroon lang ng time na I got an email from one of the CSMs, yung customer success managers in the US, na parang, hey, I'm introducing, hey person, I'm introducing Penny. She heads our support team in the Philippines. Ganyan. I don't know if they thought that I had an agency already, kaya niya ako ni-refer. Pero nagkataon kasi nagkaroon sila ng customer success event and they were really proud of the Filipino team here. So, yun, medyo niyabang niya. Inintroduce niya ako. So, nung inintroduce niya ako, sabi ko, wait lang, wala naman ako alam na agency. Di naman ako agency. Like, I ran the team, ganun, pero wala naman ako agency. So, I got in touch with my now business partner, Francis. Francis was also a team member of mine. So, nakatrabaho ko na siya before. So, I knew how he works, how his head is. Yung, sa amin kasi ni Francis, he's sinasabi niya lagi self-diagnosed ADHD, di ba, no? So, because he's very creative, he has a lot of ideas, and he can connect seemingly unconnected ideas. And my thing really is execution. How to structure whatever is in his head.
Yeah.
Ito, ano.
So, ang ganda ng dynamic niyo pala.
Very
Very
combo
balanced.
ko yun.
Oo,
Talaga
good
yun.
combo nga siya.
Oo, combo talaga kami. Tapos, pag may initulo ko, siya yung makulit. Vice versa. Sabi nga niya I just keep him around to make me laugh. Probably. No. But, so yun, so I got in touch with him. Sabi ko, mas active siya sa freelancing community. No? I wasn't because, yun nga,
You need to
home
focus.
things. No.
Yeah.
I was really controlled before kasi.
Okay.
So anyway, I asked him, baka may kakalala ka agency. Sabi niya, bakit di ka nalang magtayo ng agency mo? And that's actually how it started. Na parang, he was the one who really kind of pushed for it talaga. If he didn't, mind you, he's also the one who pushed for me to be a manager dun sa account na yun. So, for me, he's that. Alam mo yung minsan magsasabi lang siya ng salita na hindi mo, sineseryoso mo na lang bigla. Alam niya yun. Alam niya na parang he has a knack for persuading people to kind of push beyond their limits talaga. He's that person for me.
Sarap nang may ganun, no? Yung may taong magpupush sa best mo.
Yes. Kahit na sa una, alam niya yun na magpo-push back muna ako. Saka ako mag-iisip. Yan, siya
Sarap nang
talaga.
may ganung kaibigan or kasama. Kasi talagang iba yung may nag-ano sa'yo na, yung may nakikita sila sa'yo na hindi mo nakikita sa sarili mo.
Oo.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Na minsan, ganun pala ako. Like,
Thank you.
Oo, pwede pala yung gawin. Parang minsan, may times din naman na nadadown mo yung sarili mo. Pero pag narinig mo yun from other people, you'll be like, I can do that. Like, thank you for that. Kasi,
Thank you for trusting.
believing. Yes, and that's, I think, a true friend. Para sa akin kasi they can be through with you kahit anong sabihin nila lahat sa'yo. Ganun.
But mind you, that's also his personality.
Yeah.
Like,
Frank?
Like, yeah. His name is Frank.
Straightforward.
Oh my God.
Francis. Frank. He's called Frank the Tank
Okay,
by,
so inaano niya talaga yung name niya pala.
Ako yung apologist niya. So even in Starbucks, he'll say a feedback or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. He's just like that. Ganun.
Parang kailangan natin si Frank.
Oh, you love him. Yeah. He's a really good guy.
Really need Frank in our life din talaga.
Yes.
Na magpupush to our
Ano
best.
na, Francis, movie ko na dito.
Big Heady Man.
Okay.
He's in London right
London.
now. He's in London. Yeah.
Actually, yun yung next question ko. Na, paano nyo po ba nasimulan yung virtual solutions? Yan. And then you already said na, yun nga po, yung story nyo about how someone pushed you to do it. And how someone, like Frank, na nakakatuwa. Kasi you have someone like that. And na-envy ko din at some point. Kasi hindi naman envy na in a bad way. Envy in a good way na, sarap may ganun na magsasabi sa'yo na friend. So, pero about that po, what was the harder starting the business or shifting your mindset from freelancer to a leader po?
So, When Virtua started, we started working with this client, right? Pero in our heads, we're just like, racket lang to. Because we're freelancers. Sanay kami na meron kaming project lagi. Even him, like, kaya nga self-diagnosed ADHD, he likes his things, several things. So even the first 3 clients actually first 3 years, we were like, okay, sige, kung may client, okay. Yeah.
3 years?
Sabi ko sa'yo, 3 years. Like, on the 3rd year, we were like, so may company na tayo?
Totoo to?
Maybe we should take this seriously. Like, it's not that we didn't take it seriously, but to like really form it as a company na we're bringing in team members, like HR, yung mga ganung bagay. It took us a while to like, we weren't even telling anyone. Even my parents knew about Virtua like on the 4th year. And only because I invited my mom to judge on our year-ender, on the singing online.
Wow.
Oh, nagulat siya. Ay, ang daming
Imagine,
tao.
I know.
Like,
Ay, co-founder ka pala dito.
Gano'n. Siguro dahil hindi rin ako kasi talaga before. Like, I wouldn't really broadcast. Limiting stuff lang talaga. But, yun, it was really on the 3rd year na parang, okay, may kumpanya na tayo. Maybe, let's form our team na talaga. May contracts pa kami noon ng sarili, ha? As in, may agency kami pero may contracts kami ng sarili.
Other pa, oo.
Ganun siya nag-start sa amin.
Freelancing life.
Oo. Mas mahirap yung shift from freelancer to leader or at least yung entrepreneur. Probably because now you take care of everyone else. You have to think of what's good for the team, not only good for you, how to work with people. Kasi pag freelancer, most of the time, ikaw lang naman talaga iniisip mo your task management, yung mga ganung bagay. It's a different ballgame leading people. Really different ballgame. You really have to master your emotions when you start leading people.
I just can't imagine how you manage your time po. Grabe siguro. Kasi ang mga, di ba, 24/7 tumatakbo ang utak ng mga business owners. And
Yes.
grabe, salute din sa part na yan. Kasi connected din ang pagiging motherhood sa sa lahat-lahat, no?
Oo.
Paano nyo na-juggle yung
Basta,
prayers
kung
nila?
ano na lang.
Kung ano na lang.
I always feel like there's always going to be trade-offs. If I'm spending my time with kids now, there's something that I need to let go of what I need to do with my business, right? Or if I travel for business, of course, I'm gonna miss some time with my kids. And it really depends on, I just have non-negotiables, right? Like birthdays, hindi pwede. Yung mga ganon. Like graduation, hindi pwede.
Talaga.
Like yung may mga non-negotiables
yes,
lang
yes.
ako. Pero kung kaya, yun. Tsaka kung nasaan ang business. Ano yung health ng business. Depende talaga siya kung ano yung nangyayari at that specific moment. Yun.
Parang minabasa ako, nalimutan ko lang kung sinong legend or icon na ba siya. Parang if you were a mother, hindi mo magiging expertise lahat ng yung many hats na sinusuot mo. So, yun nga din, if you're going to do this for business, syempre may mamimiss kang moment with your kid. If you're going to do this with your kid, syempre meron ka ding mamimiss out on your business. So, with that po, of course, you are big on systems and processes. So, but let's be real, a lot of people are, being overwhelmed with that. So, why do you think systems actually help?
So, our brains, para siya, di ba pag nagja-juggle ka, ang hirap, maghanap ako ng iba pang example. Pero pag nagja-juggle ka, pag dalawa lang, ang dali mag-keep track, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero pag padami ng padami,
Nako.
habulin mo na siya. Although, there's a trick for jugglers. Ang systems kasi sa akin, and our brains are not designed to keep track of everything. Like, ang hirap, at least for me, it's so hard for me to kind of, I'm talking to you, but I'm also thinking of my kids, or I'm thinking of yung ginagawa sa business. Like, ang hirap niya, diba? So, ang sa akin kasi, ang business, it helps you take that, yung cognitive load, that's what it's called. Yung cognitive load, or yung thinking mo, yung oras mo ng thinking na you're keeping track of everything in your head, that's what systems help out with, is to take it out of your head and put it in a place where you don't have to think about it. It becomes like second nature to you because you've put it in a system. Ganun siya. Yun yung rason talaga kung bakit kami systems, is for it to work, whether to work for you or to work without you.
What's one simple process every freelancer or small team should you have in place?
I would say, kung freelancer, task management, depende na lang kung marami ka ding contracts. Like for example, for VAs, task management kasi, or kung EA, kasi pag naisip ko EA ko, naawa din ako sa kanya. Like for example, yung system ng task management, saan nanggagaling yung requests? Is it from just one area? Ang pinagkaiba kasi ng process at system is, pag sa system, iisipin mo na rin what can go wrong. At if something goes wrong, what will you do if it goes wrong? And you will also think about, okay, sino bang gagawa nito? Not just, kasi process like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isipin mo yon, iisipin mo kung anong pwedeng mangyaring mali, anong gagawin mo pag may nangyaring mali. So yun siya. So yung task management mo, apart from, okay, depende na lang ha. For me, ang task management ko, or at least time management ko is, I write everything in the start of the day. Before start of the day, I prioritize it. Kasama yun sa systems. Paano ka mag-prioritize? Ano yung thresholds mo, o ano yung parameters mo para sabihin ito ang priority mo over anything else? Is it whether your manager said na i-prioritize mo to, or is it because of a deadline, mas priority mo to? And then kung sino yung responsible, because there are going to be tasks na hindi ikaw ang fully responsible. Like, you'll need information from your manager or from someone in the department, mga ganun bagay. That, and then deadlines. Importante sa akin lagi ang deadlines. Kasi, I feel like if people don't put deadlines in any of their projects, they'll just float.
Totoo.
Yes.
It'll really just float talaga. So, yung task management system na yun, pati yung review, yung audit, kasama yun sa system. Talaga. Nahihirapan lang yung mga tao kasi sometimes hindi lang sila clear or wala lang silang framework kung paano ba buuin yung system. Kasi you know how the word system has been thrown around a lot. Like, you see it on LinkedIn. You see it everywhere, right? Pero no one really sits down and tells you na parang, okay, ito ba yung gagawin mo? O sinong accountable dyan? Ano yung risks niyan? Anong kailangan mong gawin? Kailan mo i-review yung system mo na yun? Like, no one really sits down and tells everyone what that framework is.
So, when you see messy workflows, ano yung usual root cause niya?
Sa akin, clarity. Ang clarity kasi nga, yun nga, sometimes they really don't know that they have to think of those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know that they have to think about, paano pag nagkamali yung process? Paano pag may nangyari na masisira yung process? Like, yun, and then yung forethought. Yung critical thinking na, if A happens, what will happen next? What will I do next?
Yeah.
Yun. Ang ano lang nila is, ito yung ginagawa ko, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yun. It's really yung, and then, sino? Yun. It's really the next step. Yun. Kasi hindi naman siya set it and forget it talaga na system. Like, you still have to audit it.
Nakasulat ba siya yung parang detailed na ganito yung next steps? Literally like kind of like infographic na step by step siya. Parang ganun.
That's a process.
Okay.
So, yung step-by-step or flowchart thing, that's a process. I'm trying to remember how it was taught to me. I think it's SIPOC. I'm gonna try to remember it. But it's like yung input, meaning, okay, pag nagluluto, di ba? Yan. Ano muna yung ingredients? Ano yung goal? Sabihin natin, sinigang, right?
Okay.
Ano yung ingredients ng sinigang? Yung input mo sa system mo, right? Pero yung goal mo is makaano ng sinigang. So, alam mo na pag ginawa mo yung sinigang, ito yung steps na kailangan mong gawin. Barring na, pag nagluluto, mas may freedom ka kasi diba? Parang gawin it your style.
Yeah.
pero you know that there are steps and there are ingredients that have to be there.
Uh-huh.
And there are also ingredients there na hindi mo nakikita blatantly dun sa end product, but you know it's there. Like, for example, nakita mo ba dun yung papaasim? Like, in some, you don't see it, right? But it's there.
Yes.
It's ingredients, right? Paano pag masyado mong naasiman? So, risk.
Yun.
Like, may mali kang nangyari. So, anong gagawin mo? Anong pang-save mo dun sa asim na yun? Which is the same in processes and systems na. Anong gagawin mo? Risk mitigation. That's how it's called. Risk mitigation.
Okay.
So, anong gagawin mo para ma-save yung process? So, that's that. And then, of course, yung feedback or yung auditing, which is, pag pinatikim mo sa pamilya mo, natuwa ba sila sa niluto mo?
Ayun.
Diba?
Wow.
Yun ang system. It's not just, naghiwa ako nito, nilagay ko sa kalan.
Tapos na.
That's it.
Yun ang basic process. But the system is everything else.
Yeah. Nagutom naman ako sa sinigang. Favorite ko po kasi yan.
Nag-ano kasi ako, iniisip ko talaga, ano bang magandang example na everyone can relate
Yes,
to?
the metaphor. Yan, naintindihan nyo na ang system through sinigang.
Yes.
Salamat sa sinigang. Nagutom ako. Pero ang gandang matutunan niya ang systems po. And thank you for sharing that with us. And ako honestly, siguro masasabi kong self-diagnosed ADHD din po. Kasi yung utak ko, iba-iba siya. Like, gusto kong gawin to, gusto ko tong isabay, tas kailangan matapos to, kailangan sabay-sabay ko siyang magawa all in one day. Ganun. Pero iba yung may system ka na susundan. Kagaya po nung sinabi niyo yung input-output din yung pinaka-goal mo. Kailangan talaga meron kang susundin na process from that. Hindi lang siya basta-basta.
I think the ADHD, like minsan ako, may ganyan din ako. It comes from, we're so bombarded by information right now. Information that is designed to entice you. Like, diba, hello? Content creators. Right? It is designed to entice you. And so, and then you feel that it's so easy to do. So, pag, diba, freelancing.
True. 100%
And then pagdating
true.
mo dun is like, it's more work than you thought it was. Everything is gonna be like that. But even if they tell you na parang it's gonna be hard, like entrepreneurship is hard, like, pero kasi the payoff is worth it. Like, the payoff is really, really high. So, you would still do it. It's just that, kailangan mo lang i-focus yung sarili mo. I think, ngayon, like I've also read about this, na parang focus is yung pinakamahirap ngayon, na ito lang ang gagawin ko instead of all of these things.
Ako, ang dalas kong mag-context switch.
Kasi,
Ang dalas. pero tinatry ko siyang bawasan, pero ang hirap talaga. Kasi yung utak natin, no, parang sobrang likot. Yung saan siya napupunta. Pero nakakatawa po yung sinabi niyo na when you have system, meron po kayong parang skill na nakafocus lang kayo sa isang bagay when you already have that system. Kaya ganun sinabi niyo kanina na pag-usap niyo kami, hindi naman sa hindi mo iniisip yung pamilya mo, pero you are focused on that goal na, kasi you are in the moment. Kaya yun, nakakatawa na meron po kayong system. But on the other hand, I have a question here na, what do you think makes a remote team work beyond skills and resumes?
beyond skills and resumes, I think, remote team as in marami ng tao, I put a lot of faith in yung sense of belonging. Whether it's magkakakalala kayo sa team, you like to work with each other, you like to work for a certain goal for the team. It's really, really important. Kasi we work like 37.5% of the day. Like, if it's an 8-hour work or 9 hours because of lunch, kita mo like 40% and you don't like the people you're with. Like, how depressing is that?
Yeah.
Like, how depressing is it? So, yung sense of belonging na you go to work, you do your work well, and you like the people that you work with, or at least you have some sort of understanding of each other. So, dati, sa team ko na yun, sa tech startup na yun, we called our Slack channel, Slack na pala. Wow. Yeah, we called our Slack channel Manila After Dark.
Wow. Parang podcast pala yun.
Manila After Dark. Manila After Dark. And I made it a point na pag 6 a.m., I would like insert mga kabalastogan. Yeah, you know, some of it, of course, is very innocent. Some of it is mga asar lang ako.
Yeah.
Like, yun, mga Alaska lang ako. I've become a little bit more formal now because I've a lot of things. But before, like, I made sure na we would really just talk and, you know, pag-asar din naman sila. No, I think when everyone's really comfortable with each other, magugulat ka na lang kahit yung introvert may mga hirit na.
Yes, totoo.
Wow. Nagiging ambivert na.
Parang, mono na siya.
Ay, nagsalita, guys.
Success! Yes.
Nailabas natin ang kulo nito.
Promise, wala. Sabi ko, Francis, wala pa tayong hindi nabibreak na introvert.
Iba talaga ang combo.
Lahat sila, nakikipag-joke na ngayon.
I love it. Pero
Parang-
speaking, I'm sorry.
Hindi.
Speaking of, yun nga po, yung nag-ano kayo with feelings, and what I mean is, nakakapag-share kayo ng emotions with other people. Speaking of that, how do you lead with empathy while still holding people accountable?
Hirap. Hirap.
Next question, please, Charot.
Pass.
It's hard because you know what, sometimes you know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but also you're accountable for what happens to the team. Like, and then you also feel like, if hahayaan mo siya ng sobra, what message does it send to my other team members? So, ang sa akin lagi is, ito yung goal. If there's anything that's wrong, tell me right away. Para at least alam ko and I can judge fairly. Kasi naalala ko, meron akong team member na parang nakatulog po kasi ako. Sabi ko, or that's an excuse, but that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like, there's acceptable and unacceptable reasons. So, but tell me. Kasi, kesa hanapin ko sa'yo tapos madelay yung buong team. Tapos hindi ko magawa ng paraan. Yan. I would like to think that I'm always fair. I try to think that I feel like I'm always fair. But I also feel like sometimes how I deal with things might not be how other people will deal with things, and they might misunderstand me. Whatever it is, right? Because we have our own histories, or like whatever histories are, that's how we process things and we interpret things. But I try to be very fair dun sa naapektuhan na yung team. Like, ang sa akin is, my primary goal is to run a tight ship. Pag apektado na yung team, apektado na yung goals, dun tayo magkakaanuhan. Like, tell me anong help kailangan mo. And if after natin mag-usap, you're not pulling your end of the weight, then dun tayo magkakaanuhan.
Speaking of empathy po, no? Kasi ako, as a people pleaser.
Recovering people pleaser din ako.
Recover.
Ang hirap. Parang, hindi ko pa naman naranasan maging talagang totally leader, like I manage a team and all. Pero as a people pleaser, sorry, wala siya sa questions, but
fine.
I just wanna ask, paano nyo siya nahahandle? Like, kasi diba, as a person na you want to be in good relationship with all of them, paano nyo po siya paano ba? Nabibuild pa, nabibuild pa rin yung relationship. Kahit na you have to, may makulit na kailangan mong sabihan and all.
Parang gusto mong kurutin,
ganun.
siya, kulit, charot.
Pero yung empathy nandun pa din. Paano nyo po yun na pagsasabay?
Sa akin kasi, people pleasing, I will encourage you to start learning who you are, what you like, yung preferences mo, you as a person talaga. Kasi people pleasing is what do other people want rather than what do I want, right? So, what do I want to happen rather than what does everyone want to happen? Ganun siya, diba? Sa akin, at least nung nangyari siya sa akin, I feel like kaya ako ganun because I didn't know what I wanted. Like, sabay ako sa agos ng lahat. I really had to learn what I wanted and how I wanted things done. Talaga to be able to say na parang, no, we'll do it this way. And then, of course, ano ba yung pinaka-goal mo? Is your goal, ang goal mo lang ba is yon, but then nothing's happening? Like, walang na-accomplish? Diba? To the detriment of your own career? Like, naintindihan mo, like, there's a difference between making nice with people and working with everyone to achieve a goal. Yeah. Yan. And then you also have to kind of, one of the skill sets na parang I feel every leader should really learn is how to communicate in a way where it's not to get buy-in. Like, yung pag-position ng messaging mo na parang, this is for you, which is most of the time naman talaga para sa kanila yun. Like, if we reach this goal, hindi problema ng kumpanya yung performance natin, and we're not at risk. Like, alam mo yun, like, being able to position it that way. People pleasing, yun. Just, bata ka pa kasi.
Madami ka pa.
Ano mo ng tanda? Really learn your preferences and always have your eye sa goal.
Yeah, I love it.
Talaga.
Noted po.
Oo. It's hard. No, it's really hard. Like, even lalo na as content creators, it's hard because
Super.
you're looking at the views, you're looking at the likes, right? Like, but what exactly are we putting out in the world? Then,
Papunta doon actually yung next question ko po is how do you, or freelancers transitioning into team leads, what's one leadership mistake you see often?
lalo na pag part ka na ng team, tapos bigla kang pinromote, is yung parang
The pressure is on.
yeah, na parang depende rin kasi kung sino yung team members mo, no? Pero kasi sometimes kasi nagbago ka na. Ganun, diba? Yung parang, pagbigyan mo na ako, alam mo naman ganyan. Right? Like, it happens. It really happens. It's one of the hardest things to do because napalapit ka na doon sa tao eh. As opposed to someone who's a manager and then nilagay sa team na hindi, like, as a manager right away compared to someone who kind of rose through the ranks. Yun yung, as a manager, it's your responsibility to lead the team and run a tight ship. Kasi lahat kayo, kung lagi mong pagbibigyan yung tao mo, lagi-lagi mo pagbibigyan yung tao mo, just because, paano naman yung other team members mo? Aalis din sila sa'yo. Tsaka, if totoong friends sila, should they be using that against you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
They should support you.
Right? Like, should they be using that relationship to say, oh, pagbigyan mo naman ako, di ba chummy tayo? Like, I don't think that's a real friend if they're gonna use that relationship for you to not do your leadership duties.
Parang they're taking advantage
Yeah.
of you and your friendship at all. Parang ganon. And nangyayari talaga. And it's sad na nangyayari din yun. Diba?
Parang Nag-isip kasi ako ng content ng isang araw. Parang naisip ko yan na before na, ano ba tawag doon? Para siyang motivation with, like for example, matagal ka na sa work mo, and then may newbie na dumating, and then na-promote siya agad. Parang for me, parang gusto ko kasi siyang gawing content doon. For me, it's siguro reflection yun sa'yo na bakit ang tagal mo and yet hindi ka napansin ng management to get promoted. So parang more on, ano siya, motivational na nako, parang mas naunang ma-promote to sa akin. So maybe there's something wrong with me or I need to improve something. Parang ganun siya siguro.
Yeah, if ever that happens, tanungin mo diretso yung manager mo.
Ayun lang pala talaga
I know it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
if there's like one thing I think at least as women, mostly women actually, is to be assertive of, really assertive of either opinions or just asking questions talaga. When we're hiring before, like, gugulat ako parang yung mga lalaki nagtatanong lagi ng salary, adjustment during hiring. Pero yung babae, wala at all. Sabi ko, bakit? Yun. Pero if it happens talaga na ganun, you ask your manager straight on. And if you really want it na parang, okay, I really want, a
if
managerial...
you think you deserve it more.
If you deserve it more and your manager gives you feedback, you ask them like parang, okay, what do I have to do to get there? What do I have to develop?
Yeah.
And take that feedback. Kasi yun yung perception nila sa'yo eh. Whether it's not your perception, but it's their perception of you. So, you take that feedback, masaktan agad.
Huwag ka maigo.
Oo. Kasi sila yung pumili eh. Sila yung pumipili kung sino yung susunod na magiging manager. Or whoever it is, right? Or
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
sila yung, minsan kasi nakakalimutan ng team members natin na as a manager or even as a CEO, you see things a lot more broader.
Yeah.
Like, for example, pag may sinabi sa akin yung isang department that they want to do pero hindi kaya ng marketing or hindi kaya ng bandwidth, sila parang malulungkot sila. Pero kasi ako nakikita ko as a CEO na puno si marketing. So, hindi kaya. So, yun yung difference between team members and leaders na parang you see a lot more.
Bigger picture.
Bigger picture talaga.
So, you're passionate about mindfulness and personal development. So, how does these show up next step?
I have a rule sa algorithm ko. I train my algorithm that I will only see things that make me happy or inspire me or motivate me. So, if you go through my feed ko, it's mostly like Hermosi, like mga business people, like really learning. Meron din mga katatawanan minsan. Like, you can't help it. Like the cat videos, right? Because we have a cat. So, yeah, we have a cat. We have a cat.
As a cat mom.
Yes. So, syempre, pag nakikita ko yung cat, papakita ko sa mga kids ko. Or yung mga content ng family with kids. Like, how your kids, like, react. So, but then, but I don't really like watching the news. Or actually, Tulfo, I really don't.
Same.
No bad vibes.
Nagpapalpitate ako pag Tulfo. Like, I don't like domestic, yung bangayan. I really don't like.
Same time.
Ayun. So, I try not to, like, have them in
Engage.
my environment at all. And then, I try as much as I can not to talk about. I try.
Yeah.
As long na pag medyo subjective on how you talk about other people. I try not to talk about that. Like, if it's subjective observations, okay lang ako. Pero pag it's ikinig na lang
Tama
ako.
naman, yeah.
Kinig na lang ako. Ay,
Siyempre.
yun ang, kasi ang dami ko nang iniisip sa araw-araw. Iisipin ko pa ba yung
Kaya nga,
drama ng
para
ibang
bang
tao?
problemahin ko pa
Oo,
ba yan?
yun. Kaya iisipin ko pa ba yung drama ng iba? No, like,
True.
that's mindfulness for me. Like, just protecting my peace.
The energy.
Yes.
Oo, yung energy at yung peace ko. Like, bakit ko bibigyan energy to?
Kaya nga.
Deserve ba nito yung
Kapag
oras?
kakaibang tao, daming time.
Oo, ang dami na time. Ginagawan pa nila ng content yung negativity. Sige, bahala kayo. Ilabas nyo yung rage ninyo if that's your outlet. Sige, go. So, how do you protect your energy while juggling business, family, and leadership? So, syempre, you have to allot like a percentage for this and this and this. Napabuntawin na.
I've never thought of it that way, pero ang pinaka-challenge ko kasi ngayon is yung noise levels talaga. Probably because tumatanda na rin ako. Ang maingay na talaga. Alam mo yung pag sinasabi nila na pag tumatanda ka, pag maingay, naiirita ka na talaga. Totoo pala yun.
Actually.
Tapos, so ang ano ko kasi, kaya ako nag-aano sa noise, kasi madalas, kinakausap ko yung sarili ko sa utak ko. Or meron ako iniisip na meron ako binubuo sa utak ko. Tapos akala ng mga ibang tao, nakaganon ka lang.
Pero,
Hindi nila alam ang ingay-ingay dito sa utak.
Nag-math ka na sa utak mo. So pag kinausap ako, nawawala siya na parang feeling ko hinahabol ko tuloy yung last
Yung
na
thought mo.
Oo, dahil nga, hello ma'am, ilang beses na ako nakapag-anesthesia doon.
Oh.
Diba? Parang ang hirap na sa akin i-grasp ulit. So
Yes.
the noise level is really hard for me. So meron ako ng loops, ng earplugs. Like, I have earplugs.
Really?
I really have
Umabot ka na sa level ng
Oo,
earplugs.
so the earplugs naman is just, it lowers the decibel down. So I can still hear, but
okay.
just lower, in a lower ano lang.
oo.
Lower ano lang. Like, right now kasi my office is in the bedroom. And yun. So talagang may maingay talaga sa loob ng room. So, yun. The earplugs really helped me a lot, at least to, yung ibabalag na naririnig ko yung sarili kong mag-isip. And then, of course, if I need to rest, I will rest. Talaga. Although sometimes yung business partner ko nagsasabi sa akin, mag-rest ako.
Mahalaga yan.
Nakakalimutan mo na.
Like, pag may kailangan yung bata, magre-rest ka ba?
True.
Diba? Like,
Yeah. Na-experience. Na-experience na right now.
Ayan na nga.
Isa pa lang yun. Has your definition of success changed over the years?
over the years, a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
Before, it was really like we were doing this. When I was doing freelancing, it was more for me to financially support my kids. Yun talaga, right? And success to me was really na okay yung like our lifestyle and everything. Like, okay yung school nila, ayun. That was it for me. But now that we have a company and I'm responsible for other people, success is very different na right now. Like, it's not just okay ba yung lifestyle namin, pero okay din ba yung mga tao namin. Yun.
Yeah.
It's also changed from, because it's an outsourcing agency right now, it's also changed from padamihan ng headcount, because that's how it is. Like, because that's how supposedly like you grow, right? To just profitable ba tayo o hindi. Yun. It's and then am I taking good care of my people?
Yes.
Yun. It's more of that rather than what you see na parang ang laki ng company nila, yung ganun, like it's become very different for me na.
Yun talaga yung napapansin kong similarities ng mga CEOs, co-founders, or mga owners, na hindi na lang yung profit yung naiisip mo is yung people around you, are they benefiting from you? Kasi sila din mismo yung reason ba't gumagalaw or, di ba, nag-work yung company. So, yun nga. So, you are thinking more than your profit na it's more on your people na rin. Kasi syempre, pag nawala sila, di stop na din ikaw or maghahanap ka na naman ng bagong pagkakatiwalaan mo. So, medyo, broad na din talaga yung may isip mo sa perspective mo with handling a company.
Yeah.
Ako naman naniniwala din po ako na pag nag-treat ka good way sa people na hinahandle mo, babalik din siya sa'yo. I think 10 times. Kasi, ako naniwala po ako sa karma, in good karma. So, kung ano ginagawa mo sa ibang tao, babalik din siya sa'yo. Kung ano yung ginawa mo, like if it's good or if it's bad. Pero yun, wrap up na tayo. Ang question ko is, what would you tell freelancers or working moms who feel stuck or scared to take the next step?
Well, first off, what do you mean by next step? Like, kaya sabi ko sa'yo, like, learn what your preferences are. Where do you want to take your career to? Like, where do you actually want to take it? It's less about exactly what it is, but do you know where to take it? Like, do you know where you want to take it? And if you say na, okay, you want to be a virtual assistant, you want to work from home, whatever that means, face all of it. Kailangan mo ng laptop, kailangan mo ng ganyan, backup ng internet because you want to work from home. Ginusto mo yan, di ba?
Yes.
Like, pero face all of it. Like, nothing in this world is really easy unless you practice and keep at it. Saka lang siya magiging easy, diba?
Yes.
So, whatever skill it is, I'm not gonna tell you na parang hindi, sa ano ka lang, I don't know, ano bang pwedeng example? Mag-sales ka lang. I'm not gonna tell you that because whatever it is that you decide to do, sabi ko, you decide to do,
Yes.
panindigan mo.
Yeah.
Panindigan mo. Talaga siya. Time is always passing by.
Yes.
So, if you're stuck, it's you, not time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, ikaw ang magde-decide na ito ang plano ko next, dito ako pupunta next, ito yung steps na gagawin ko. Ikaw lang talaga yun.
Yes. Kasi what's working for me might not work for you.
Oo,
or what's
totoo.
working for you might not work for me. So, nasa sayo din talaga. It's
Yes.
really you.
Yes. Kasi yun talaga.
Next question po, last na actually, last two. If someone listening wants to build a sustainable remote career, where should they start?
Sustainable remote career. stacking up your skills, especially sa climate right now where with the AI thing, you really have to stack up your skills. Whether you use AI for work and then you stack up something else on it para maging specialized ka in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start with that. Okay din sana if you know who you're targeting. But, I mean, ang hirap sabihin nun for me too because it took us a while to know who we were targeting. Nangyari lang through experience. Kaya nalaman namin sino tatargetin namin. Pero stack up your skills. You have a lot of information out there. Like, you have YouTube. You have a lot of free resources out there. Pero yun nga, know where you want to go. Kasi hindi porket nandyan yung information, yun yung kailangan mo siyang aralin.
Yes.
So, know where you want to go, ano yung steps mo papunta doon, and yung steps na yun, ano yung kailangan mo aralin each step. Yun muna.
Yes.
Doon ka muna. Kasi you will be enticed by everything else.
Overload ka talaga.
Ay, nako. I was a course hoarder for a bit.
Yeah.
Kasi ano talaga ako, like, I really spend for my personal development and yung education ko for sarili ko, like, every year. Since, I would say, since 2013.
Wow.
Oh, I really spend for it. Whether it's books, whether it's courses, whether it's seminars, webinars, yun, every single ano talaga. Pero, I wouldn't be able to tell you what I learned from a specific webinar pag hindi ko siya na-apply. Yun. So, yun. Kaya, saan ka muna papunta? Ano yung steps mo doon? And then, yun yung aralin mo.
Love that. Yes. Ayan, speaking of that, na webinar po, actually, sa VAME Philippines, ilang years ngayon, ma'am? 2 years kami nag-free webinar ng iba't ibang niches about being a VA. And actually, hindi ko pwede sabihin, pero may aabangan sila.
Yeah.
Please,
watch out. Stay tuned.
may aabangan sila. And sobrang nag-enjoy kami ngayon po na nakausap po namin. Actually, that was the last question. And ang tatanong po namin ngayon is, where can people connect with you? Ayan, I'm sure people are very interested na ma-follow po kayo at makilala ang Virtual Solutions. And I'm sure maraming nakarelate, di ba? Ng mga mothers out there, ng mga strong, independent women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ayan, pwede po ba pa-plug naman dyan sa ating
So, my name is Penny. I'm the co-CEO, co-founder of Virtua. Our website is virtuasolutionsOS.com. But I also have my personal social media accounts. You can follow me on IG and TikTok. It's called Penny Lat Official. Those are my handles. But I'm also on Facebook under Pen Camille. And then if you want LinkedIn, I'm there too. I'm everywhere right now.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere right now. No. But yeah, I post about insights on remote teams, working with offshore teams, as well as AI and life.
Yeah, like, follow, subscribe. So our last question would be, what's your favorite thing to do after shift?
After shift, matulog.
Yeah.
Same.
Sleep. Yeah. It's either sleeping or Netflix. Pero yung Netflix na mindless,
Watching lang.
Brain rot lang.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I use my head a lot of times, like majority of the day. So I need to turn it off and brush off all of the things. So whether it's that or makigulo sa bata or sleep, like those are my 3 things that I do.
Yes. I love that. Thank you so much, Miss Penny.
Thank you so much.